decided to attend tonight's meeting to inform the 46,000 Webster residents of some of the shortcomings coming from Nichols and Weems' operation on Jackson Road, and I am educated on that topic. On April 13th, Weems' ambulance showed up across from my home for a call from a neighbor. 3 ladies arrived in the Weems ambulance and took the gurney to the house. 15 minutes later, Penfield ambulance arrived and attended to the patient, and Weems ambulance left the scene. When I asked why the Weems ambulance didn't attend to the patient, Penfield ambulance told me Weems had no paramedic to attend to the patient. Is that the type of service this town board wants for our residents, I asked? It's not what I expected when I obtained the CON for the town of Webster. A few days later, after this town of Webster had an overdose on the west side of town, Weems again arrived on the scene, but again had to wait until a Harley-Quinn ambulance showed up with a paramedic to attend to the patient. Again, is this the type of service that what town board wants for its residents? Because I'm sure West Webster Fire District could have done a better job on the west side of town if this town board permitted them to do so with Penfield ambulance. Now on April 25th, the New York State Department of Health removed 2 Weems ambulances from the road because of rust on the vehicles, doors that won't lock, outdated equipment, and outdated medicine. Is this the best we can do, Webster Town Board, for our residents? I again filed a FOIL request for all financial and data calls from Weems from 2022 to 2023. Again, I was denied the right to look at these documents by the town of Webster. I then became aware of a confidentiality disclosure agreement with Nichols, so I foiled that. I was absolutely amazed to find out that Supervisor Flaherty had signed this confidentiality agreement on November 8th, 2022, with his signature and the CEO of Nichols as the only signatures on this document. I also found out that there was no public resolution of this document at any town board meeting, and the other 4 members of this town board did not vote to authorize the supervisor to sign this agreement at any town board meeting. So behind the backs of his hometown board and the residents of Webster, why did Supervisor Flaherty sign an agreement that doesn't allow the 46,000 Webster residents the opportunity to foil any records for a period of 3 years? That's right. In the agreement, it states no disclosure of agreements from Nichols for 3 years. Why, Supervisor Flaherty, I ask, what are you hiding? Why can't Webster residents be rightfully informed about the shortcomings of this agency that we, the taxpayers, provide funds for? Over $255,000 of our taxpayer dollars just last year. I'm sure you won't answer me tonight, Supervisor Flaherty, to why, because you'd like to do that at a workshop where you control the narrative. This isn't the first time either that Supervisor Flaherty has signed agreements without town board authorization. I have proof if you'd like it. And I find that to be very alarming and should be to all Webster residents that Supervisor Flaherty is doing agreements behind the backs of Webster residents and without authorization from the town board. I close on that. I'm just quickly, before my 5 minutes is up. I did watch The Climate last week. I did not find it enthusing. What I found was, Mr. Flaherty, you're doing this to get grant money.
That's right.
To cover the $80 million in bonds that you've authorized in the last 2 years. It's going to cost the taxpayers of this town $300 a year on their taxes for the next 30 years. That's why you're going after this climate.
That's right.
In closing, on another topic, I would like to thank Councilman Adams, Councilman Kate, Finance Director Paul Adams, Attorney Tony, and Town Attorney Janice for carrying on the long-term tradition of dressing professionally for the Town of Webster's business meetings on the first and third Thursday nights. It's greatly appreciated.